Have you been tempted to revisit some old, comfortable parts of your past that you know belong in the trash can of your life? I'm Mel Morris, a personal development trainer for nearly 30 years, and I've worked with hundreds of folks just like you who sometimes get pulled into the past and struggle to get back on track. So let's talk about what might be coming up for you and ways to get back up and dust yourself off. So come on in. Welcome back into the Learn, Love, Live You series. Are we having fun yet? I hope you are, because I am. So, last week we talked about blending together your gifts and your lived experiences and all that you've come through into a powerful ball of strength to keep you moving forward and prepared for whatever is to come. And this week we're talking about what's to come. You see, even though we've learned so much about ourselves and how to focus on our needs and our desires, and we spent time learning to let go of what no longer serves us, we have to take a step back and recognize that letting go isn't a one and done type of situation. Letting go of behaviors or relationships or even ideas that are no longer helping us takes time and repetition, and that's what release energy is all about. Releasing is what we need to focus on when shit falls apart, when things we thought we let go of, like poor behaviors or negative self talk, creep back in. When the unexpected happens and smacks us in the face, we have to remind ourselves that there will always be more work to do when it comes to letting things go. Imagine a toxic ex that you outgrew suddenly reappears and reminds you of all the fun things you did together, how exciting it was when you did dangerous stuff, or maybe the great sex you had after a lot of drinks and foolishness. A part of you might miss that carefree version of yourself who didn't care what the world thought. Maybe this grown up version of yourself who's focused on the future misses that wild and crazy spirit that used to party all night and called into a job you didn't care about, anyways. So you go out and try to create those times, only to wake up the next day hungover and full of regret, remembering that you're just not that person anymore. And there's a reason you left them in the rearview mirror. Or maybe you started eating really healthy and exercising on a regular basis. You're feeling really good about yourself and your progress, and then you get the flu. You take the time to stay in bed for a few days and recover with a bunch of comfort foods. Then a week goes by and you realize you're still eating comfort foods all day and working out just takes too much energy. So you put it off for another day and then a week. And next thing you know, it's been 2 months since you worked out, and not one vegetable has passed your lips in more days than you can remember. You tell yourself, I'm grown, I can eat what I want, and I'll go back to eating better next week after I polish off this cheesecake. But then what do you do when you hear yourself say, I'm just not meant to be in shape, or I'm never going to be able to take this weight off anyway, so why bother? These are just a few examples, but you get what I mean. And you know, this kind of falling back and making excuses is you falling back into old habits that might feel comfortable because they're familiar, but you know that you've already come so far and this isn't who you want to be anymore. You've seen what's possible, but honestly, it sometimes feels like it would just be easier to stop trying. And this, my friends, is where you have to take that step back and remind yourself of what your goals are and how you've decided you want to show up differently in the world. Because these moments or moments like them are absolutely going to show up in your life. So when I tell you that you have to plan and write it down, practice being this new version of you consistently and reminding yourself of the great work you've been doing is so important because you need it to fall back on when it's time to release again. If you've ever been here before, make sure you hit like on this video so I know I'm speaking to my people. Release energy is forgiving yourself when you hit a detour or fall back into comfortable ways. It's a reminder that shit's gonna happen, but you don't have to give up all that you've worked for. You just have to say, okay, I fell off, but I'm too awesome to stay stuck. I'm tossing out the ex and the cheesecake, and I'm calling a friend that I know has my best interest at heart and asking them to go for a walk with me or come over and remind me of all the great things I've been working on. The re in release is doing it again, reflecting on how far you've come, renewing your faith in yourself and your ability to re engage in your dreams and goals, and remembering the life you're building for your amazing future. This is one of the final tests to give yourself in proving that you can keep pushing forward, that your dreams are worth fighting for, no matter how many times you get knocked down or temptation tries to pull you backwards. Release the guilt of perfectionism and just acknowledge that you're not always going to get it right, but you can always start again. You are amazing, and I believe in you even when you forget to believe in yourself. And as always, if you'd like help with this or any of the other energies, or you need some one on one support from me, make sure to reach out. I'm here to help. All the links are down in the description. Speaking of renewal, next week we're going to focus on replenishing ourselves after this vulnerable week with, you guessed it, renewal energy. If you haven't already, make sure to grab the book and the workbook, Learn, Love, Live You, that will walk you through each of these energies and give you simple, practical tools to practice these skills in your everyday life. That's it for this week. Give yourself some grace and forgiveness so you can move beyond whatever's coming up. And make sure to hit subscribe and get notified when the next video comes out. I'll see you next time. Stay magical, y'all.